Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Youth Flow Week 2. I'm Rayo once again, and I'm here with some of my bestest of friends from De La Salle High School. Today's topic is how COVID-19 is affecting teenagers. And before we get into the topic, we're going to do a little bit of an introduction so you can familiarize yourselves with some of our guests. So I'll start. I'm Rayo. I am 17, and if I could go anywhere in the world, I would go to India. Mara.
Perfect, Mara.
Okay. My name is Mara Valme Jones, and I'm 17 also. And if I could go anywhere in the world, for sure I would go to Africa, but I don't know which country yet.
Okay, my name's Alexis, and if I could go anywhere in the world, I would go to Sri Lanka because it looks really pretty and uninhabited by civilization.
I'm Jalen, just turned 18, and if I go anywhere in the world, it'd be Dubai. Really immerse myself in a different culture.
Cool.
Loving it.
All the responses, love it. Okay, so I guess we can just jump right into the first question, which I have here. Start up with the easy one. I'm sure we've all we've talked about how much we missed, how many things we've missed because of this pandemic. So the first question is, what are some things that you've missed because of this pandemic? How have these things affected you? And anyone can start. Feel free to jump in.
Okay, I'll start off. So the right when the pandemic started, it was like the week of the girls basketball tournament, and so the first things that we ended up missing were the state tournament. And since our school usually goes to the state tournament, it was sad to not have that last experience as a senior,
especially for our senior year too.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit on that too, going all 4 years to state, and then our senior year, I mean, it was cool because the girls went, but even they still missed their championship game.
They missed the championship game.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was so frustrating. We found out the night after we won our section championship that we wouldn't have the opportunity to go back to state and possibly repeat back to back. It hurt. It hurt a lot.
Well, yeah, because you're on the basketball team, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it hurt, especially being a senior. You don't get that chance back or the opportunity back, especially to prove yourself on a big scale like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure. For me, a big part of it was that something so unique about, I don't know whether it's De La Salle or just our class in general, but I think we have one of the closest class that I've ever seen in a way. And so when it comes to not being able to be in contact with those people, that is just an automatic, you're going to have that socializing time with them. It's kind of hard because there's so many people that I feel like I go to every single day for just conversations, check-ins, and now it's a little bit harder because people are harder to reach now that they can't come out of the house.
Yeah. And did you guys hear today, Governor Walz or whatever said, schools are officially closed this entire rest of the school year, so there's no more chance of us going back.
Can't say I'm mad, but
right, can't say I'm mad, but it definitely sucks because it's the Friday. If you think back to the Friday that we left school, it was so just grab your stuff. We don't know what's gonna happen.
We thought it was summer break. We were out.
We did not know that was gonna be the last day we stepped foot in the whole school. That's so
yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, when I think about just stuff we miss, it's literally just the time that we missed of just those final goodbyes, our school retreat. That was probably one of the biggest things. Just the moment to say goodbye to our childhood. It just cut off on March.
It cut off.
We'll never know
literally
what could have been.
Dang, and the retreat too. When you mentioned the retreat, that actually hit because you guys remember how we wrote those letters to ourselves at the freshman retreat and we're supposed to open them?
Yep.
So I don't even know. That's just sad. Even though they'll still probably mail them to us or give them to us, it's just not going to be the same, being there reading it with all of your classmates and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is just me, but do you guys personally feel in a way the epidemic or the pandemic in a way helped you kind of appreciate those moments more? Because I felt the day that we left school, I didn't care like about those last few moments, about cherishing those moments. But now, like when it's gone and ripped away, I'm like, dang, like reflecting on it means more. But I don't know, because it's like I would still rather be in those times with them, but would I be appreciating it as much as now that I'm not? So it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, because I feel like when we left, like we weren't even thinking about that because everything seemed so far off. Like, oh, prom's in a month and a half, we graduate in 2.5 months. Like we don't have to worry about that right now. But now, like when we're starting to approach those lines or those deadlines, like prom should have been this weekend, right? And we're sitting there like, guess what? We're gonna be at home watching, right?
Right.
And that's when we start to feel all sentimental because, you know, we would have been there, right? We would have been getting ready with our friends. We would have been doing this and that, right? And now that opportunity has been taken away from us. So, like, we have no other option but to start feel sentimental and, you know, start to reflect on those times that, you know, are taken away from us.
Yeah, man. It's actually tragic. And, like, not only just the senior retreat, but even, like, who knows what's going to happen with this graduation. Like, especially now that they said schools canceled the rest of the school year. If you think about it, our graduation, the seniors' graduation, would have like happened while the rest of the kids were still in school. So we're still looking at in the time frame, like our graduation is still in that time frame that the governor said no school. So I just feel like if he's saying no school, we can't even collect all back together to go back in the school building. Why do we think we're going to be able to have a whole graduation?
Right.
You know, with at least like a traditional one with all our parents and family there. So that just might be a sad occurrence.
Very.
For sure.
And it's like we lost all the last times to do things, like just the last pet fest, you know, the last time we'd like all do one of our like chants together, the last time we do so many things together, and like those, you know, those moments of appreciation that we would have that we usually wouldn't take for granted, knowing that that would be the last time. Before, we didn't know that would be the last time, so it was like, oh, whatever, it's the last pep fest, or whatever, it's my last class. But now that we know, like, that was the last time I'll ever do that, and I didn't even know that in the moment, it's like, wow, I missed a chance.
Especially like, bro, I know Mr. Lemon has to feel a certain type of way for giving the last spirit stick to the juniors, bro. Like, that was not right. Even for him, he like didn't think there wasn't gonna be another pet fest, but look, you know what I'm saying?
But look.
Oh, we'll catch him one day lacking when he wants to apologize.
Okay, well,